Hello Sagittarius, welcome to the channel. Let's see, maybe I should take my hair down, looking a little crazy. So welcome guys, we are finally here to do y'all's new moon tarot reading. So sorry about the delay this time around. I have started trying to do shorter videos, so I've already blessed the deck as usual, communed with spirit, and I'm ready to cut the deck on camera, okay? So let's do that now. Perfect. Get some crystals over here. Alright, guys. So hope all is well with you guys. Hope life's not knocking you down. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you're paying attention to some astrology. I have my website up if you guys are interested in any readings to help navigate the energies. Alright, let's get on into it. So we have in the first position reversed card, so it's going to represent a more inward state, and it's the Hierophant. Hierophant. I really don't know how to say that. Hierophant, I think. Major Arcana card. It's the fifth card, so that would represent the fifth house in astrology, represents the house of Leo, which is going to represent your, it represents children, your heart, your passions, romantic, what would it be? Because relationships is 7th house. Romantic interest maybe, and sexual, but sexual house is the 8th one. Well, if it's the house of Leo, it's going to be like, actually, since I'm having a moment, see, I'm supposed to make these shorter, and then I get like, and then things come up, and I want to find out. So let me see real quick. It's supposed to be real quick. Where's it? Where's it at? Okay. Associated Leo, so represents creativity, procreation, children, expression. Yes, creative expression. The heart, sexuality, and eroticism. Okay, so, yeah. There's a lot of houses that represent creativity there. Anywho, but so it's the heart, children, passions. Okay, the Hierophant is the institution of the sacred. And I believe this represents Capricorn. Let's see. No, the Hierophant represents Taurus. Interesting. Anywho, so it's the institution of the sacred. Organizations and institutions, spiritual authority, memory, traditional teachings, convention, revelation of the sacred, knowledge and book learning, a teacher, priesthood, history, and learning from the past, learning from the experience of others. Okay, beautiful. So during this new moon, you guys are having some spiritual awakenings and rememberings, maybe looking back at some ancient teachings and learning from them. And then in the advice card, we have another reversed card. That is the Gambler. The Gambler, see how he's blindfolded going forward? He is willing, it's willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Okay, so maybe since these two were both reversed inward, maybe these are, you know, you feel intuitively that this certain teaching that you're following is legit. It resonates well with you. And so there's no need to have to argue that with anyone else. You know what feels right to you. And if it doesn't feel right to them, it's just not their truth, and that's okay. Because we're all on different parts of our paths, you know. They may get there one day, they may not ever, and it's okay. So willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. The shadow side of this would be relying on luck rather than hard work. Yeah, so you don't want to be too much of a gambler, out of balance, to where, you know, like, oh, if God wants me to have it, I'll have it, it'll be blessed. Like, no, dude, you actually have to get up out of bed and do stuff for it. Alright. And if you don't, teach me your ways. No. And then we have the death card. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Just means something is dying. And that in order for something new to happen, something has to be let go of, right? It's the 8th card. 8th house in astrology is the house of Scorpio. And that represents, Scorpio goes deep, and it represents rebirth. It's like the phoenix rising. Major Arcana card again. It is the 8th. That is not the 8th. I'm retarded. It's the 13th. My bad. So sorry. So scratch the rebirth and the 8th. That would have more of an Aries vibe. So it's the sunset roads of metamorphosis, transition and transformation. So it's still like rebirth. Transition, transformation, metamorphosis, death in many forms, letting go of the old self, cutting away that which is no longer needed. Slow decay, taking on new forms or ways of life, ushering in change. Change is not bad, you know. It may not feel good, but what's really cool about life, what I believe and I'm finding, is that even in the most uncomfortable situations, the hardest, I mean like soul-breaking shit is not good. The shit fucking sucks and hurts. Even when it's the worst, somehow it is all for our growth and betterment of our lives. Like, at least that, you know, at least the pain is for some ultimate good or, you know, evolution of our soul, you know. And it's not just for nothing, because... So, okay, so you guys are going to go through some kind of major change. You know, and it could be just, you know, it doesn't have to be major, honestly. It could just be a change in your schedule. It could just be a change in your habits. Alright? So we've got here some spiritual teachings coming up. Some following of the intuition. Some changes. And then we've got the Hermit card backing up the Death card. And the light attribute of the Hermit is seeks. This has a Virgo-y vibe. I believe it represents Virgo. I'll go ahead and check now. Yep. So, seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life. Serves personal creativity. Okay? So that's awesome. As you're gaining wisdom here intuitively, you're going to have to go within and spend time alone, you know. And it does serve your personal creativity, right? The shadow side of the Hermit card, as you can imagine, is withdrawals from society out of fear or negative judgment of others, refusing to help those in need. Okay, so don't get out of balance with that, especially on a path of a spiritual path, you know. We want to always try to extend help if we can, you know. I feel like something that was missing in older teachings is to help yourself and help others. And the thinking behind that is not that you should be selfish. It's that you have something to give, you know. And now I do think there's beauty in giving your last amount of money to someone else. Like there's some scripture, you know, where in the Bible where a lady gives like the last pennies in her purse or something. And, you know, I do believe something like that is blessed, you know, so it's all up to the person. But we need to understand that we can help more people when we help ourselves, you know. Money is not evil, that sort of teachings that we've been brought up in with this limited thinking. Oh, I gotta make these videos shorter. And then we've got the Two of Cups. How beautiful. That is awesome. So soulmate kind of love, I believe. Maybe some of you will find a twin flame. Let's see what the Two of Cups says. Or a divine connection, soul-shocking love. Dude, man. Cups, cups, cups. Okay, so Two of Cups is hearts united in balance. So it's sharing love, union found with another person, all kinds of love, including platonic, healing emotions and love, seeing yourself reflected in another, soulmates, two hearts finding each other, emotions being expressed that lead to spiritual awareness. That's really cool that it's tied to the spiritual awareness thing. Well, I mean, beautiful love is like that, right? Or love, period. And then backing that up, we have the Mother card. It's reversed, so that's going to be more inward. Nurturance, patience, unconditional love. Joy in giving birth to life. Smothering, okay, the shadow side. Smothering or abandoning children. That's when you're totally out of balance, you know. Instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. You know, I'm guilty of that. And, you know, just, it could be little words like, oh, you're growing so fast. Like, dude, it's not their fault they're growing. Yeah. So, you know, just try not to be overly smothering or overly, you know, giving them too much space where they may feel abandoned or anything like that. And if we're not speaking about children, maybe it's saying to mother this relationship, and then you can still think of it in that way. Don't smother the person with your love, you know. I've definitely been guilty of that too. You know, just going like, woo! You know, all extreme, like, oh my God, I'm in love. But instead, nurture, be patient. It says nurturance, patience, unconditional love. Yeah, so unconditional love is interesting because I kind of, like, you have it for your kids, I feel like. Well, I mean, it's different for everyone. But then with our kids, you know, it's not like, hey, if you do this, I'll love you. So it is unconditional. You will always love them. But in like a love relationship, I feel like it's a hard thing. I don't know. I feel like I didn't really experience until I had like a certain connection. And then it was like very soul shocking. Because it's like you just treat everything different. And it's almost like you don't even mean to. Like, you just understand how to love more because it's a more like beautiful type of divine love. You understand that if you even got upset with the person, that wouldn't be love. You know, like, unconditional love is just, it's hard to explain. There's no, like, you don't give the person automatums, like, you know, that's not love. You don't say, like, if you do this, I'll give you this, you know. You do it just because it would make them happy. But the funny thing is, in an unconditional love relationship, like, you want to. You know, it's not like you have this plan. It's just, there's so much love, you're just like, here. You know, or there's this wisdom that comes with it, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling now, and I'm on 14 minutes, and I'm trying to go shorter. So take the sacred knowledge, spiritual knowledge that you're feeling within, and know that you're being told to trust your intuition with that. As change comes, go within, seek solitude to have the insight from spirit and the maybe patience, understanding you get from meditation. And then as love comes in, nurture it, treat it as unconditional love, and be patient. All right, Sagittarius, love you guys. Happy new moon. Peace.